Happy Friday, everybody. Yes, it's Friday. I don't have a Monday through Friday job, so it's always hard for me to remember what day it is sometimes. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend coming up. I hope everyone had a great week. And I'm just coming at you talking about the miniature dopamine fast that I did yesterday. I previously have been feeling very overwhelmed, very just hard to focus, just not very motivated, inspired to do really very much for my art gallery and very much just for life in general, outside of watching TV, scrolling on my phone, hanging out with friends every now and then. And so I did a miniature dopamine fast yesterday. I did it for a little over 5 hours. I was supposed to do it for 6, but I went 12 hours without eating any food. I ate at 9:30 in the morning and I didn't eat until almost 9 o'clock at night. But I started to get hungry to the point where I was feeling really nauseous and starting to feel kind of sick, so I started cooking dinner. Once I started cooking dinner, I started slipping back into my normal routine. I still didn't really touch my phone very much. I called my grandmother and talked to her for a little bit because I hadn't talked to her for a little while, and outside of that, it was just it was really nice. At first, the dopamine fast was a little boring. I really wished that I could do something. I'm the kind of person who always has to be doing something. I always have to be productive. I always have to be doing something. And sometimes when I get overwhelmed because there's so much to do, it forces me, it doesn't force me. I end up shutting down completely and just only feeling like I can handle the bare minimum, which is scrolling on my phone and watching television. And I did this because that's all I was doing all the time, and it was really starting to just bother me. And so some of the positive effects of my miniature dopamine fast was that I realized I was able to focus way more, way easier. It was surprising how easy it was for me to focus. Usually when I watch TV that I've watched a million times over, like Family Guy or Scrubs or Futurama or Bob's Burgers, I tend to pick up my phone 4 or 5 times throughout the episode, which is only 20 minutes long if you watch without commercials. And sorry, coming over a cold. And I will check my phone 4 or 5 times throughout just the one episode. Just scroll for a few minutes and then go back into the episode. And last night my husband came home from work unexpectedly. I thought he was going to be in Pittsfield until tomorrow, but he came home last night, which was great because I actually was really bummed out about not being able to see him on one of my nights off from work. But and I didn't pick up my phone once. I actually didn't even think to pick up my phone once. And at one point he was scrolling on his phone while Scrubs was on the television, and I was like, hey, pick one. And he was clicked his phone off and then watched the episode with me, which was great. And I didn't think afterwards, oh, I wonder what's going on my Instagram. And that kind of surprised me because I'm always everything is always going on up there. Another thing that I realized was that I just felt lighter. I felt like I had a little less anxiety. I wasn't as stressed out about some of the stuff that I had to get done that I just haven't gotten done. And I had more appreciation for what I had. Pretty much the whole time I was doing my fast, I was just writing in my book, which is just a little $5 book I got at Target forever ago, and I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with it. And so I just wrote in there. I wrote probably 5 pages front and back, which surprised me because I hate writing. I like writing, creative writing, but I hate the act of writing because my handwriting is trash, for real. Look at this. It could be worse, but it could be better. And so I wrote a lot in that book. I also wrote in my Lavender Artist of Life workbook. This book is amazing, but there's so many questions and so many in-depth thoughts of how to give yourself the ultimate year, and sometimes it would just overwhelm me because I would be worried that I was going to fill out all these ideas and then not do any of them because there's so much to look at, and then at the end of the year I'd be like, wow, I didn't do jack crap. But I was actually every now and then feeling really motivated and excited to fill this out in certain sections, and I still have a little bit more to fill out, and that's fine. I'm letting myself fill it out whenever I'm done. No pressure. Once I start putting expectations on stuff, that's when stuff falls apart, and I'm not in the mood for that, so I'm just going to take my time. the other thing I realized was that I wasn't as frustrated. My cat can be very needy for attention. Like, she will insert herself into wherever you are doing. If you are sitting down, she will be on your lap, crawling up you, pushing your phone out of the way, like nuzzling you, like knocking over your... She's just very intrusive. Big surprise, she's a cat. And there was a couple times where she was doing that while I was trying to write, and I just worked around her. I was like, you know what, I'm appreciating the time. She doesn't usually like me very much, so I was appreciating the time that she had with me, the time that she was actually like just kind of chilling with me, which was great. The other thing that was obvious that I knew was going to happen was food tasted amazing. Now, I only went 12 hours without eating, and oh my gosh, I made this stew that was... it's a vegetarian stew. It was actually almost vegan because everything in there was vegetable-based, water, or yeah, everything else was vegan except I added butter. I added butter when I cooked the garlic and the onions together, and then I just did like some carrots, some potatoes, I did some tomatoes, I did some broccoli, I stuck in this groundless beef that I have, or sorry, beefless ground that I have from Guardian. I can't pronounce it. Guardian. That's really, really good, and it was amazing. Oh my gosh, it was such good stew. I have 2 more servings of it, and I'm so excited. So those were some of the benefits that I realized. I think the only negative thing for me was that I was absolutely bored during the actual fast. Like, a couple points, I was like, oh my god, I've only been doing this 2 hours. Holy crap, I've only been doing this for 3 hours. So, that was honestly the only negative. But, I mean, for me personally, that was fine, because I was doing it to kind of force myself to calm down. Like, force myself to just take a freaking chill pill, calm the hell down. Like, pretty much in general, nothing's going anywhere, like, unless I move it to that point. And I don't feel like in general I'm gonna miss too many opportunities, and if I do miss them, then they weren't meant to happen. And like, just letting that go, like, just letting it go. Like, so it was actually a really, really good idea. I'm doing a full day dopamine fast next Tuesday. I was doing this one yesterday just to kind of test and see what would come out of it, and yeah, more benefits than negatives, like, for sure. So I'm definitely going to do a full day fast next Tuesday, and I'm very excited about it. I'm also not looking forward to it because it is going to be boring. And yeah, that's it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I appreciate you guys, like, checking in and seeing what's up. And I hope you guys like the video, and I hope it's not too long. Alright, bye guys.